Like every major snowfall on the West Coast, it causes havoc, so we're going to have to improvise a little bit this week with no power at the Hap. So welcome inside my home, and welcome to Kings This Week. Welcome back to Kings This Week. My name is Jordan Kiss. The Kings coming off a pretty good weekend against two of the BCHL's best, and the Clippers and the Vs. We'll get into those games shortly. Of course, the homestand continues on for the Kings as we'll preview the two games coming up this weekend. They also made another trade earlier today, so we'll share what that's all about, plus some more news regarding the final 4 home games of the Kings for 2022. So let's jump right into it with our weekend recap. So after winning their first 2 games of the homestand, the Kings look to continue rolling on as they took on the Nanaimo Clippers for the 4th time this season. The Kings coming to this one 1-1 against the Nanaimo this season, with which the road team winning all 3 games so far, and also the Clippers came into this one winning 7 straight games at the Hap. But it would be the Kings getting off to the very quick start in this one, 1 minute and 15 seconds, and Nick Bricketta going cross ice to Casey Yaman rifles one home for his 3rd of the season as the Kings took the early 1-0 lead, but the Clippers would answer back 4:22. Ethan Mystery with the point shot. It would hit the stick of Sam Belanger and go between the legs of Mitson. A bad luck goal there for the Kings as we were all tied up 1 apiece through 20 minutes. Now in the second period, the Kings taking the lead back 5 minutes in. Returning defenseman Sam Schoenfeld, who missed the last 13 games due to injury, with a wrist shot through a screen to Aiden Campbell and into the back of the net for his 2nd of the season, 2nd against the Clippers, as it was 2-1 Kings. But 4 minutes later, the Clippers would tie it up once again after a long puck battle behind the net. It would come in front to William Gendron, who was all alone, one-timed it in for his 6th as we were now knotted up at 2. Then the Clippers would take the lead at 14:31. Nick Sajovic with the initial shot here, stopped by the glove of Metzen. Couldn't hold onto it, came out to try and cover up. Sajovic got the puck and tucked it just over the goal line as the Clippers took a 3-2 lead after 2 periods. Now in the third, the Kings would play from behind, and they would manage to tie it up on a power play halfway through. Parker Lalonde and Max Poffett in the slot. Campbell making the pad save, but the rebound going right to Jack Blanchett as he would put home his 7th of the season as we were now even at 3. But just under 3 minutes later, Clippers with a power play of their own. A long shot off the skate of Jeremy Payon. Metzen makes the initial save, but the rebound to Ryland Yates puts it home for his 3rd as the Clippers took a 4-3 lead. Now, about 3 minutes after that, the Kings shorthanded, trying to get a little aggressive here, trying to create an opportunity. They would give it away at the Clippers blue line, and Kai Daniels would send Jake Hewitt on a partial break here, but he would make no mistake, puts it in for his 10th of the season as the Clippers took a 2-goal lead. But the Kings wouldn't go away in this one. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Aiden Campbell maybe getting a little cocky here, trying to go for the goalie goal with the empty net. It would be blocked by Parker Lalonde, who would then put it into the wide open net as the Kings still had life 5-4 Nanaimo. They would press with the extra attacker out, but would be unable to score as Mike Murtagh would put in the empty netter with 1 second remaining as the Clippers would take this one by a score of 6-4. Though the Kings out shooting the Clippers in this one by 47-32. They had their chances, ran into a good goalie in Aiden Campbell, but it was the penalty kill that let them down here, just going 1 for 3 on the PK. Now, after taking on the 2nd best team in the BCHL on Friday, the Kings will then host the best team in the league in the Penticton Vs Saturday night, as the Vs came into this one undefeated on the season with a record of 22-0, and it would be Penticton getting the first goal in this game midway through the first period. Spencer Smith with a backhander. It would just be tipped in by Hiroki Goizik through the legs of Metzen as the Vs took the 1-0 lead. Now the Kings, who played a very good first period, would answer a 4-on-4 scenario here, 16-11 into the first period. Jack Blanchett going all the way around, finding a wide open Anthony Yu, who wires it home for his 8th of the season as we were knotted 1-1. And the Kings kept on pressing after that. Just over a minute later, Dylan Hewlett with a wrist shot tipped in by Cam Simons as the Kings pulling off a shocker here with 2 quick goals against the Vs to take a 2-1 lead. But the Vs, you know they weren't going to go away in this one. And 18:50 in to the first period, Bradley Nadeau finding Brett Moravec, who worked hard to get to the front of the net, tips it in as he scores his 10th, as we were tied 2-2 after the first period, as the Kings outshot the Vs by 11-9. But in the second period, the Vs did the Vs thing and started to take over the game. 7-10 in, Spencer Smith would just sneak one by the pad of Kyle Metzen to put the Vs in front 3-2. And then on the power play, 13-10 into the second, Frank Jurasevich with some open space snipes one home over the glove of Metzen to make it 4-2 for the Vs, as they took that 2-goal lead into the third period. Now in the third period, Kings would find themselves in some penalty trouble, but would manage to kill off all the penalties, and their best chance came here on a shorthanded breakaway by Anthony Yu, making a move to the backhand, but stopped by V's goaltender Hank Levy, as the V's taking this one by a score of 4-2. A valiant effort by the Kings in this one, or the penalty kill let them down on Friday, did not let them down here in this one, going 6 for 7 on the PK. So after two tough losses, the Kings now sit with a record of 6-13-1-2 on the season, as they continue on their homestand this week as they kick off the month of December with 2 more games. And to kick things off on Friday, the Kings will host the Merritt Centennials, as these teams will face off for the first time since 2019. The Centennials coming into this one with pretty much a identical record to the Kings, with a record of 6-13-3 on the season, including a very similar record over their last 10 games this since 3-5-2, while the Kings 3-5-0-2 over their last 10. The Centennials are coming on off a win at home on Sunday against Salmon Arm by a score of 4-3 in overtime, but they are a much better home team, just 2 wins away from their home barn this season. Both of those wins coming very early on in the season with extra time victories against the Coquitlam Express and the Chilliwack Chiefs. And this is a Centennials team that knows how to put the puck in the back of the net, but struggles to keep the puck out of the net, as they have allowed the most goals in the BCHL with 104. But the Kings also up there with the Cents in goals allowed. They have allowed the second most goals with 96 this season, as this should be a very interesting matchup for both these sides. It should be a very fun game, as both these teams right now at the bottom of their conference looking to turn their tide in their season. So again, that is a 7 o'clock start on Friday. Then on Saturday, it is a 5 o'clock start on Teddy Bear Toss Night, as the Kings take on the Cowichan Valley Capitals for the first time this season. The Kings very successful against the Caps last year, winning 6 of the 9 meetings, 6-2-1 overall against the Caps, including winning all games here at the Hap Parker Arena against the Capitals, 5-0 at home against Cowichan last season. The Capitals coming to this one with a record of 6-14-1-1 on the season. Have lost their last 3, all of them last weekend. They lost home and home to the Grizzlies on Friday and Saturday. Then on Sunday, a close home loss to the Nanaimo Clippers, as the Clippers score in the game winner with just 3 minutes remaining in that one. So the Capitals a little unhappy about what happened to them last weekend, as they are also looking to turn things around. They do have a new head coach, and a former Kings head coach as well, in Mike Vandekamp, who took over just a few weeks ago. So it should be a very fun weekend for the Kings. 2 big games against the 2 teams right now in the bottom of their standings in their division. So come out to the Hap, 7 o'clock on Friday against the Centennials, and then Saturday, 5 o'clock, Teddy Bear Toss Night against the Cowichan Valley Capitals. Get your tickets online at tickets.powellriverkings.com. Now the Kings making another move on the trade market earlier today, this time bringing in a player, as that player's name is Adam Mendelson, as the Kings made the deal with the Prince George Spruce Kings, as they sent future considerations the other way. Mendelson is from Quebec, a 19-year-old who's playing his first year of Junior A hockey, as a matter of fact, has played in 21 games for the Spruce Kings this season, collecting 1 goal and 2 assists in those 2 games, and Mendelson is expected to make his Kings debut this weekend. Of course, last weekend it was all about voting Jack Blanchett into the BCHL All-Star Game as the BCHL fan vote was taking place last week, and the results did come in yesterday and were officially announced. And unfortunately, Jack did not get in, but we do thank you all for voting. Whether you voted once or 100 times, we thank you for your support of getting Jack Blanchett to the BCHL All-Star Game. I know he is very thankful for all of the support he received over the last week. Garrett Valk, Mateo Dixon, and Ethan Mystery were the winners on the Coastal Conference side in the fan vote, as Carter McNarland will be the lone representative for the Kings at the BCHL All-Star Game in Penticton. But he might not be the only King still going. Of course, there is still the Top Prospects Game, and we could hopefully see a number of Kings go into that and taking part in the Top Prospects Game, but those rosters won't be unveiled until later on in December. So crossing your fingers that there will be more Kings at the All-Star Weekend in Penticton in January. So the Kings now with just 4 more home games left in the calendar year of 2022, and just a couple news and announcements regarding these upcoming 4 games. Of course, on Saturday, 5 o'clock against the Capitals, as already mentioned, it is Teddy Bear Toss Night at the HAP. Everybody is encouraged to bring their own stuffed animals if they have any. Throw them onto the ice when the Kings score their first goal. If you don't bring one, it's okay. We will have some available for sale by donation at the game, with all proceeds going to the Powell River Christmas Cheer Committee, and also with the help of our new friends at Waypoint Insurance. They will match all donations from Saturday's game up to $1,000. So thank you to Waypoint Insurance. So be sure bring your teddy bears or buy one at the game and support the Powell River Christmas Cheer Committee. Then on the final home game of 2022, December 10th, against the Surrey Eagles, we will be supporting the Powell River Food Bank, and we have a great incentive for you. If you bring a non-perishable food item to that game or make a cash donation to the food bank, you will receive $5 off all of your tickets for that night. So bring canned good, make a cash donation to the food bank, $5 off your tickets for the final home game of 2022, December 10th, at the Saturday night, as the Kings take on the Surrey Eagles. So hopefully to see you at the HAP. And that thus concludes a unique edition of Kings this week. Thank you again for joining me inside my home on this episode. The Kings, again, back in action this weekend. 2 more games, 4 games left in the calendar year of 2022 at the HAP, as their homestand continues on this weekend. Friday, 7 o'clock against the Merritt Centennials, and Saturday at 5 o'clock, Teddy Bear Toss Night, as they take on the Cowichan Valley Capitals. So hopefully to see you at the HAP this weekend. You can buy your tickets online at tickets.powellriverkings.com. So until next time, my name is Jordan Kiss. Go Kings, go.